Good afternoon, happy 2020, and welcome to the Angry Astronaut. Now, as you can see, I've completed my project. I've got some solar panels here, the little ship that I've shown you a couple of times, some habitation modules. Oh, and we have a little secret tryst going on between a male and female cosmonaut, I should like to think. Now, just keep in mind that you need to post, if you're interested in winning the Lego giveaway, post in the comments what you think this is. And keep in mind, it's the only project that NASA's working on right now that I'm really enthusiastic about. There's your hint, but please post in the comments. If you post, you will get 2 entries into the giveaway, and if you are right, you'll get 5 entries into the giveaway. So don't waste any time because I'm about to reveal what this is in my next episode. But speaking of the tryst, oh, how sweet. See, they're holding hands and things like that. There have been some rumors made that these sorts of things have actually already taken place on the space shuttle or on the ISS, but people have said that it's impossible, right? That there's no way that you could possibly engage in anything, erotic in a zero-G environment. But let me explain how that could actually be possible. Okay, so we've got the airlock door open. Oh, look at this. You can actually see this light all the way from the back. Beep, beep, where they're doing their experiments. But little do they know what's happening in the airlock. See, I got this out of an episode of The Expanse, one of my favorite shows. So the male astronaut, what he does is he puts on a pair of magnetic boots. So he can stand in the airlock and, stay pretty much where he is. And the female astronaut, she kind of positions herself in a corner of the airlock and then grabs onto something like a pull-up bar, something along those lines. And then the male astronaut grabs her by the... I thought you were supposed to be doing your homework. No, I'm not dictating a fan fiction. Will you get out of here and do your... Okay. So, I think that they are safely away doing their homework now, and my shared custody is no longer in jeopardy. Just kidding. My son is 14, my daughter is 17, and what they know about these kinds of subjects scares the hell out of me sometimes. But, that having been said, this is actually a serious matter. In Antarctica, because of the ratio of men to women, in many cases, women have complained about being sexually harassed by men who expect to be taken care of during their long absence from normal life. Now, this sort of complaint hasn't come up amongst female astronauts. Near as we can tell, male astronauts and cosmonauts have been perfect gentlemen and complete professionals throughout all the years of the space program. Very impressive, really. But it's something that's going to become a problem eventually. And when it comes down to it, in the long run, is it really a problem? Hard to say. By the way, have a nice new little setup here, although it dims occasionally and stuff, still learning how to make all of this stuff work. But in any event, got a little picture of Mars there for you, plus a computer that I can look things up on in case I'm short on details or forget some statistics or something like that. And I have my nice little Lego station project, which you still have time to make some guesses on. So, In any event, let's get on with the subject at hand, shall we? So this video, in spite of the title, is not really about sex in space. That's not the primary topic that although, as I say, it is a topic that we're going to need to deal with as time goes on, especially as men and women are going to be going on missions that could last as long as 3-4 years. That being the case, I think that an equal ratio of male to female astronauts would probably be in our interest to avoid any future problems. But it's just my opinion. In any event, what I really wanted to talk about is just the expense of space travel in general. Not just the expense of sex in space, assuming that's even happened, but it's just the expense in general. And also, I've had somebody tell me that I shouldn't be wearing this mask, that it's a put-off, that it makes me look crazy. Well, I'm not crazy. Really, I'm not. But anyway, I just want to explain why I'm wearing it. First of all, I have these little Stonehenge markings here. I got this on a vacation that I took with my son to England and Wales, which was fantastic. Something I really remember. But in addition, the Stonehenge symbols are a symbol of the fact that I believe that our civilization is on the edge of going to the Stone Age. And that's something that we definitely need to keep in the forefront of our minds while we're planning on space travel and establishing a colony elsewhere. So, another reason that I wear the mask, of course, is that I'm insulting people on a regular basis. Powerful people like Vladimir Putin and Lando Calrissian. Lando Calrissian, you say? I think I forgot to mention that.
Yep, Billy D. Williams doesn't want to go into space either. Quote, "We have a lot of work to do here on this planet Earth, and we don't want to take all that pathology, all the craziness out there into space and to another planet. I would say let's work with this wonderful, beautiful planet that we live on."
To paraphrase the late, great Princess Leia, we don't need any of your help, Lando. But to be blunt, Billy D., you're a second-rate actor, and not nearly as many people listen to you as some of the other people I've quoted on this channel. Just being brutally honest, as I always am. So, what about the argument that we are spending billions of dollars on space exploration and space science that could be better put to use on Earth and dealing with all the many problems that we have here? Well, I'm going to show you a chart that should hopefully put this idiotic argument to rest forever.
The huge dark red area is the Department of Defense. All the little green stuff on the left is the National Institute of Health, the Department of Energy, and NASA combined. And then the light blue on the right represents all of the NASA budget from 1958 till 2011. As a matter of fact, this chart dates back to 2011, which means at this point, actually, the Department of Defense exceeds how much NASA has spent since its beginning in 1958.
So, NASA's entire budget for its entire history is exceeded by the U.S. military budget in 1 year. Ridiculous. Want to hear something even more absurd? Something that should get your blood boiling? The U.S. prison systems receive almost 4 times the budget of what NASA receives. Not to say that we shouldn't have prisons, but nearly half the people who are locked down in our prison system are drug offenders. The vast majority of which are just addicts, not dealers. Less than 5% of the people who are locked up in the U.S. prison system are in there because of violent crime. So, $80 billion a year on prisons versus less than $25 billion for NASA. Unbelievable.
What about the benefits generated by technological spin-offs? Well, what about 18,000 jobs created, or 444,000 lives saved, or $4.9 billion of costs reduced, or 58 health and medicine patents, or 50 transportation patents, or 56 public safety patents, or 70 consumer... Out to hell with it. Just pause this frame before my voice gives out. But at risk of being really crude, if the only reason we were going up into space was to have zero-G sex, look at the benefits we've gotten out of the military budget, the hundreds of billions of dollars a year that we spend on that. Not to say that defense isn't important, not to disrespect the people, the brave people that defend not only my country, but others as well. Well, I think all you have to do is pay a quick visit to Iraq, where we spent over $1 trillion there, to see what kind of benefits we get out of that. And you know something? Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, the difference between the military budget and NASA's budget, that's just a little too extreme for my tastes. And here at the Angry Astronaut, we know how to handle these issues. Oh, and by the way, I'd be interested to hear if you want me to get rid of this mask. So, subscribe, put up your opinions on what this is, try to win yourself some Legos. Hey, very cool. Don't forget, got some great stuff. Oh, and I'm going to have a second and a third prize as well. Also some Lego goodies. So you have an even bigger chance to win. But in the meantime, like I said, let's go ahead and handle this, shall we?
Good morning and happy 2020. As you may hear in the background, people are having fun, blowing things up, and I'm feeling a bit left out. So, here's a few examples of the military that we spend entirely too much money on. To be clear, I am not insulting in any way the honorable individuals who defend their countries to the best of their ability. Whether that country be mine, the United States, or Germany, or the United Kingdom, or Russia, or China, I don't care. That's not the point. These are symbols of the idiot politicians who send these brave men and women into harm's way needlessly and spend hundreds of billions of dollars on what is called defense, but is actually something entirely different, and something that could very well mean the destruction of our species through a thermonuclear holocaust. So,
Cry havoc and let loose the dogs of the Angry Astronaut.
well, had to clear out because somebody had a problem with setting off fireworks on New Year's Eve. In any event, the final result was more than satisfying. I'm sure you'd agree.
So that's a wrap on another episode of The Angry Astronaut. Thank you for watching. Also, a shout out to Sebastian and Jishuan, who gave me a tremendous amount of invaluable advice in terms of making some changes, which I will continue to make as this channel evolves. And also to WAI Warhawk, or What About It Warhawk, another great space website. Big shout out to both of them. They're fantastic, and they gave me a lot of help, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with them some more in the future.
So, have a great 2020 and stay angry about space.